सनक सनातन वर्णित चरिते सनक सनातन वर्णित चरिते राधे जय जय माधव दायते राधे जय जय माधव दायते राधे 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 हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Hare. Oh, okay. Then it's good. This will take a long time. 20 minutes. What should we do? We can do the next 30 minutes. Okay. It's full of. I think that's the next one. Goptrut Vivarana. We finished Atma Nivedana, right? Read the translations quickly. How has one such as I come to your shelter? Surely it's by your mercy alone, for you are ever seeking the purification and deliverance of the fallen souls. You are my only hope, for you are full of compassion and mercy. There's no one who needs your mercy more than I. You'll surely drive away all fear. No one else has the power to deliver me. O merciful Lord, by your declaration, kindly deliver this vile and lowly sinner. I've given up everything and come to your lotus feet. I'm your eternal servant, and you're my protector and maintainer. Everything is yours. I'm merely a servant. Certainly that you'll deliver me. I've chosen your lotus feet as my only shelter. I no longer belong to myself. Weeping, Bhaktivinoda takes shelter at your feet. Forgive his offenses, offered him a taste for holy name, and kindly maintain him. कि जाने की बले तुम्हारा धामेते होइनु शरणागता कि जाने की बले तुम्हारा धामेते होइनु शरणागता कि जाने की बाले तुम्हारा धामेते होइनु शरणागता कि जाने की बाले तुम्हारा धामेते होइनु शरणागता तुमि दया मोया पतित पावना तुमि दया मोया पतित पावना पतिता तारणे रता पतिता तारणे रता पतिता तारणे रता पतिता तारणे रता भरसायामार ये बात्रनाथ तुमि तो करुणामय भरसायामार हे बात्रनाथ तुमि तो करुणामय भरसायामार हे मात्रनाथ तुमि तो तव दया पात्र नाही मोरा समान तव दया पात्र नाही मोरा समान अवश्य गुचाबे भोर अवश्य गुचाबे भोर अवश्य गुचाबे भोर अवश्य गुचाबे भोर আমরা তারিতে কাহারো সাকাতি অবনি ভিতরে নাহি আমরা তারিতে কাহারো সাকাতি অবনি ভিতরে নাহি দয়াল ঠাকুরা ঘোষণা তোমারা ঠাকুরা ঘোষণা তোমারা আদম পামরে ত্রাহি আধম পামরে ত্রাহি আধম পামরে ত্রাহি আধম পামরে ত্রাহি সকল ছাড়িয়া আসিয়াছি আমি তোমার চরণে না আমি নিত্য দাসা তুমি পালাইতা তুমি গোপ্তা জগন্নাথ তুমি গোপ্তা জগন্নাথ তুমি গোপ্তা জগন্নাথ তুমি গোপ্তা জগন্নাথ তোমারা সকল আমি মাত্র দাস আমরা তারিবে তুমি তোমারা সকল আমি মাত্র তুমি তোমার চরণ করিনু বারণা তোমার চরণ করিনু বারণা আমি আমরা নাহি তো আমি আমরা নাহি তো আমি আমরা নাহি তো আমি আমরা নাহি তো আমি ভক্তি বিনোদ খণ্ডিয়া শরণ লয়েছে তোমারা পায় ভক্তি বিনোদ খণ্ডিয়া শরণ লয়েছে তোমারা পায় স্বামীয়া পরাধা নামে রুচি দিয়া পালনা করো হেতায় পালনা করো হেতায় পালনা করো হেতায় পালনা করো হেতায় কি জানি কি বলে তোমার ধামেতে হইনু শরণাগতা জানি কি বলে তোমার ধামেতে হইনু শরণাগতা হইনু শরণাগতা হইনু শরণাগতা
Kiba Jaya Jaya Gora Chande Arati Kashoba Kiba Jaya Jaya Gora Chande Arati Kashoba Janavitatavani Jagamanaloban Dakini Taichan Vamegarara Nikate Advaita Srini Vasa Chatradara Bosi Achi Gorachan Ratna Simasani Arati Korina Brahma Adi Devagane Narari Adi Kore Shamaradulaya Sanjaya Mukunda Basu Ghosh Adi Gaya Sanjay Sanka Baje Ganta Baje Baje Karatala Madura Medanga Baje Baje Parmasaladu Gorante Raroti Shobha Jaga Janamana Loba Gora Gorange Arati Shobha Jaga Janamana Loba Shankha baje, Ganta baje, Madhu, Madhu, Madhu baje, Shankha baje. Shankha baje, Ganta baje, Madhu, Madhu, Madhu baje, Shankha baje. Madhu, Madhu, Madhu baje, Madhu. Baho koti Chandra jene Vadana udvala Gala de se banamala Kori jala mala Siva Sukana Radha Preme Gada Gada Bhakati Vinoda Deke Gaurara Sampada Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Presaya Bhutale Srimati Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namine Namah Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Sunyavadi Bhaktyatare Satarine Namaste Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadada Srivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Sri Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadada Srivasari Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Govinda Jaya Jaya, Gopala Jaya Jaya, Radha Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya, Govinda. Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Radha Namana Hari Govinda Jaya Jaya Govinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Sri Radhe Jaya. Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Sri Radhe Jaya. Jaya Radha Shama Sundar Radha Shama Sundar Sri Radhe Jaya Radha. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya. Jaya 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 Srila Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gora Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gora Hari Bol Nitai. Nitai Gora Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gora Hari Bol Nitai Gora. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jam Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parvacharya, Asatore Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ananda Koti Vaishnava ki jai, Namacharya Haridas Thakur ki jai, Prem se kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advait Thakarada Sivasari Gaura Bhaktivedanta, Sri Radha Madhava ki jai, Sri Radha Shyama Sundar ki jai, Gaura Premanande. All glories to the assembly. All glories to the assembly videos. All glories to the assembly bodies. All glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Pralada la ine. Hiranyakashipu urvakshaha. Shrilatankanakalalale. Ito Narsinga Parato Narsinga. Rato Rato Yani Pato Narsinga. Rahe Narsinga Rahe Narsinga. Jaya Nrsimha Dev Jaya Nrsimha Dev Jaya Nrsimha Dev Jaya Nrsimha Dev Jaya Jalamara Jaya Jalamara Jaya Jalamara Jaya Jalamara Jaya Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev Nitai Gaura Hari Gaur Hari Gaur Hari Gaur Nitai Gaura Hari Gaur
भक्त विघ्न विनाश नरसिंह भगवान की, भक्त राज प्रहलाद महाराज की गौर प्रेमानंद।
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. What is going on? Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Krishna Krishna. Hare Hare. Hare Rama. Hare Rama. Rama Rama. Hare Hare. While the children are going to the Sunday class, can the adults please come and sit down facing this way? If there is anyone, first of all, I want to welcome everyone on behalf of ISKCON founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. Welcome to ISKCON Naperville. Is there anyone here for the first time? First time? Anybody here? Please come and receive a gift from us. Please come. Thank you for coming. Anyone else? Anyone else here for the first time? Okay. Thank you. So today we are very, very fortunate to have with us a special guest, His Grace Naveen Aniruddha Das, who has traveled all the way from San Francisco to come here. Please give a warm welcome to Naveen Aniruddha Das Prabhu. Just a very brief bio on Naveen Aniruddha Das Prabhu. He is originally from Switzerland, and he came across the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam in 1984 in his high school library. Very soon, at the age of 15, he started practicing bhakti yoga and book distribution. Since then, he has been traveling everywhere, distributing transcendental bhakti books. He regularly conducts training workshops and seminars on the magic of book distribution. Those who know him to be an inspiring leader, energizing book distributor, and an inviting bhakti yogi. And as you know, last year we couldn't do the monthly Sankirtan festivals, and yesterday the community went out to do the book distribution and chanting near the Dandelion Fountain, near the Naperville, downtown Naperville. And they had a fantastic time. A lot of children were chanting, and many people came, new people came and danced. The videos are circulating everywhere. And His Grace Naveen Neeradas Prabhu was here by Krishna's arrangement. And Bhadra Purnima is coming up in the next week or so, in a week or two. So this is the right time. Krishna is bringing the right devotees. Once again, Prabhu is going to speak today. And the topic is My Journey with the Books. So please give a warm welcome to Prabhu.
It's okay. That's better. Thank you. All right. Technology, you know, you have to tweak it before it works. Om Agyanatimarandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Jena Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Gadamayam Dadhati Swapadantikam Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shiva Sri Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayate girim yat kripadamaham bande Sri Guru Dinataranam Paramananda Maravam Sri Chaitanya Ishwaram Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. So very happy and fortunate to be here in your association. This is my second visit here. I was here many years ago, gave a seminar on book distribution. I don't know if any of you still remembers. A couple of faces look familiar, but don't ask me about names. But we were here, we did the thing, I remember. So it's wonderful to see how you have developed this place and so much more to come. And this is all just a manifestation of Srila Prabhupada's vision. And just like a seed, looks very small, very inconspicuous, but if you put it in the ground and you water it, eventually you have a tree which gives that much fruit. Now, you may not see the ultimate end result because we're only here for a few afternoons. Now, this looks like it's going up pretty fast because they're using modern technology. If you would have masons carving stones, then probably the great-great-great-grandchild would see the completion of the temple. But since we're predominantly in the mode of Rajagun in this country, and we want everything, and we want it now, so we're doing it the fast way. But structures in and of themselves are just structures. It's really the people who make the difference. What goes on inside those structures? What is being taught? What are the values? What is the community that we're creating? And on which ground? Any building that you build, if the foundation is not strong, it will not sustain. Anyone who ever built a building knows that 20% of your building cost is too much high range. And 20% of your building costs will go into the foundation, into the ground. Now, nobody's going to see it. Nobody will, compliment you on your foundation. They will say nice curtains, nice this, nice that. But the foundation is really what makes a building last. You have seen many buildings who just get tousled and torn and ripped apart because they didn't have a foundation. And there's going to be earthquakes, hurricanes, storms, tornadoes, tsunamis. It's to be expected. It's the material world. It will happen, even if you live in a so-called nice place. Like, there's so many tropical islands down in the Caribbean, right? And then comes the hurricane, and then everything goes flying, right? So, in the material world, that's to be expected. There's going to be problems. That means we have to safeguard and build a solid foundation. Also in our own lives. I don't see too many native people who were born here. We're all kind of on the immigrant side of things. So we have come here with plans, with dreams, with aspirations. Yet, if we are simply trying to build a structure, but we don't have a strong foundation and we don't have values and culture that goes within it, it will just be a shell, which is not going to be sustainable and it's not going to be that impressive on the long run. So, Srila Prabhupada has given us these wonderful books because he saw that there was a need. One time they asked him, why have you come to the West? We have culture, we have science, we have religion and philosophy. Why did you come here? Srila Prabhupada's answer was very poignant. He said, I've come here to give you a brain. Because although you're doing all these things, fine, fair enough, but not having a brain means you don't really know what the direction is. You don't really know where this whole thing is going. And if you'd ask anybody today, where are you going, my dear sir? What's the future? Very few would be able to give you a good answer. Most people are in the dark. They're not knowing. Because if you don't know where you're going, then any road will take you there, and you may just be running in circles, chasing your own tail. Did you ever have that spinning wheel of fortune? Rerouting, looking for a signal, right? And you're lost. You just don't know where to navigate. That's why Srila Prabhupada very mercifully has given us the Bhagavatam, which is the quintessence of all the Vedic literatures. Most of us do not have that much time or knowledge of Sanskrit to study all the Vedic texts. So, Prabhupada, being a visionary, he very mercifully has extracted the essence of all the Acharya's commentaries and put them in the Bhagavatam. So, Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Amalam Yad Vaishnavanam Priyam. It is a spotless Purana, and thus it is very dear to the Vaishnavas. Now, who here likes honey? Let's hear it for honey. Maduram, Maduram. Anybody like sweet? Show of hands. Anybody like honey? You don't like honey. Only like savory, huh? Okay. But most people like honey. Why? Because it's the essence. It's the essence of all the nectar, of whatever the plant have got to offer. It is the best of it. So in a similar way, Srimad Bhagavatam is the best of what Vedic literature has got to offer. And it is one book, but it comes in 18 volumes. So Prabhupada often said that I've not come to the West. Actually, the Bhagavatam came to the West, and I was just the one who was carrying the Bhagavatam. So he took the humble role, and that's why, because of his humility and his purity, Krishna gave him everything. Initially, there was a lot of struggle, a lot of setbacks, a lot of disappointments. Like I'm sure you've faced your own fair share of setbacks, disappointments, and trouble here with this project. It is to be expected. It is to be expected in the material world. And Krishna also does this in order to bring out more love, more devotion, more dedication. Tenukampam susamikshamana bunjana evatma kritam vipakam pridvagva bobir vidadan namaste jiveti yo mukti pade sadaya bhak. Daya bhak, the law of inheritance. If you want to inherit, what do you have to do to inherit the property of your ancestors? Come on, work with me, people. close. Stay alive. Yes, exactly. And that's the mantra of 2021. 2021 is another weird year where there is no schedules, there is no deliverables, you don't have to dress up, you don't have to impress, you just have to stay alive. Okay? So stay alive, people, all right? And that doesn't mean, again, just breathing. It means staying alive in Krishna consciousness. It means that you actually have a head on your shoulders and you know where you're going in life. And that means every day we should pick up one of these books and stick our nose in it. Because if we stick our nose in the phone, then you just get depressed. Did you ever watch the news and get depressed? Has this ever happened to you? Or is it just me? Or you make the mistake to go on social media and you start scrolling and scrolling and scrolling and you go down rabbit holes. You may call it research, you may call it being friendly with the world. And it's just not inspiring. It's just not really touching our hearts. Why? Because we're Satchit Ananda. We're eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. Thus, anything that is but Satchit Ananda cannot give us satisfaction. No santushta, no shanti. Lord Shiva tells the Prachetas in the 4th canto, Yatridgante katam rishtas trishnayo prashamoryatra nirvairam yatra bhuteshu nodvego yatra kaschana. That wherever and wherever the Bhagavatam is being heard, there's no fear, no anxiety, and no material hankerings. Have you ever been fearful? What if I fail the exam? What if I don't get the job? What if my H-1B gets rejected? And they tell, out. Huh? What if? Have you ever been afraid? Huh? Have you ever been in anxiety? Huh? Yeah. Have you ever had material desires, hankerings, plans, and they didn't work out the way you wanted them to work out? Like now, all the plans are out the window, all the planning is out the window. It's just stay alive and wait for better times. Now we can either go crazy or we can say, hey, there's a great opportunity. I don't have to worry about all that stuff. I can just stay alive and be blissful in Krishna consciousness. And that be good enough. For this year, that is good enough. So just stay alive and stay blissful in Krishna consciousness. And don't worry about the world. Don't worry about the future. It will be there next year, okay? So before you can do big things, you have to value the little things. And that means you appreciate the moment. That one moment that you have right now. To consciously give your attention to Krishna means to learn the art of appreciating Krishna in his different facets. Because Krishna is there in that moment. So when you read the Bhagavatam, no fear, no anxiety, no material hankerings, yes, that's pretty good, right? That's a good start. Now, at least while you're reading the Bhagavatam, this situation is being created. So keep on reading the Bhagavatam. And whenever these emotions come, whenever these moods rise in our mind and in our hearts, just pick up the Bhagavatam and just read a verse. And you'll see how all of a sudden, or you just put your hand in your bead bag and you start chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And I guarantee you, money back guarantee from this seminar, that you will feel peaceful. You will feel in the right place. So Prabhupada gave us these books, but because we're too busy, we think like, yeah, okay, maybe when I retire. But you know, in this country, nobody retires. Have you noticed? Formerly, one man would work, and the whole extended family would be living off of that one income. Now, the husband works, the wife works, the children work, the dog works, the aunt, the uncle, everybody works, right? Because no one can afford to retire. So no one gets out alive. So it's imperative that we actually put some measurements in place for our own spiritual sanity so we can actually have a life. Because otherwise we're just here in this labor colony, putting in our 50, 60, 80 hours a week. For what? For a roof over our head? For 2 square meals? Huh? Every coolie, every rickshaw driver eats 2 good meals, warm meals, home-cooked meals. And here, I'm in this Bay Area, Silicon Valley. People go to India Cash and Carry at 7 p.m. to take takeout. These are guys who make 1 or 2 crores a year, and they don't eat 1 home-cooked meal. It's pretty scary, isn't it? And then they get cancer at the bright old age of 37 or 42, heart attacks at 50. And you go like, what's wrong here? What are we trying to accomplish? What are we trying to do? We try to do everything in fast forward. But you can't live your life in fast forward mode because you can't go back and get the time back that you lost, the things that you missed out on. It's not possible. That's why I appreciate the moment. That moment is Krishna. And we learn that when we open the Bhagavatam. And we just read one verse. Krishna says beautiful things in the Bhagavatam. In the 10th canto, he tells Uddhava in the Uddhava Gita, actually it's the 11th canto, I'm sorry. I got confused because you said 10th canto. Actually, I read the first canto, part 1. I was keeping that 10 in my head. So, 11th canto is Uddhava Gita. And Krishna tells Uddhava, now this is a game changer, okay? So, pay attention. Don't advertise your devotional service. Don't advertise your good deeds. Don't tell others about the good things that you do. Because it can give rise to unnecessary pride. Now, it's good to have a natural sense of, accomplishment, but unnatural pride means that I think I'm better than others because I'm doing more. Hey, I give more money, okay? I'm doing more service. And that pride kind of ruins it because Krishna is not attracted to pride. Krishna is attracted to humility. So don't advertise your great accomplishments to others. It's a very simple trick. And you will see how you're immediately more peaceful. Because whenever you advertise yourself, then what's the sequence of that? What is the expectation that comes along with it? I want appreciation. I want validation. Does that appreciation come? Does that validation come? Never. At least not in the way that we expect it. All that work and only 3 likes? Man, they don't know how much I worked for that picture. I risked my life for this. And 3 people say it's okay? So, the Bhagavatam is a game changer. Nigamakalpataror galitam phalam shukamukhadravasamyutam pipata bhagavatam rasamalayam muhur muho bhuvibavuka. You can drink it through the ears. It is like nectar. It is relish. You may be too busy because you're just chasing whatever it is that you're chasing. But if you hear the Bhagavatam every day, then you will get nourished. You will get immunized against all the madness that's going on in this world. Everybody wants to know, are you at this or are you at that? Are you in this group or in that group? Are you with us or are you against us? And if you say, I'm in a different group, I'm not subscribing to all of that. I'm taking part in a different type of pastime. Satchidananda. Tune into the nectar frequency of the Bhagavatam. But you can only read the books if you have them. If you don't have them, it's very hard to read them. So, we have done surveys all around the world. Less than 10% of our congregation has all the books, and less than 10% have read them, for whatever reasons. So, Bhadra Purnima is coming up, 20th of September, and if you give the gift of the Bhagavatam on that day, you go to Goloka. Who wants to go to Goloka? They play basketball in Goloka. Do you want to go to Goloka? No? They play all the games in Goloka. Any game you can imagine, they play it. They're doing it right now as we speak. There, it's all play and no work. How about that for a change? Huh? There you can dress up and you can eat, you can do whatever you want because it's spiritual. And Krishna is in the center. And it's beautiful. It's meaningful. It's fulfilling. It's satisfying. So we want to go to Goloka. So who is the first person you should give the Bhagavatam to? If you have something valuable, who's the first person you should give it to? Yourself, exactly. Because charity starts at home. Because if you don't have it, you can't give it to anyone else. You can only give what you got. And if you're feeling a little light, then how can you do charity if you yourself consider yourself poor? We were in Rishikesh chanting and dancing, and there's about 12 of us. Have you been? Who has been to Rishikesh? So you know there's julans, there's bridges, right? So we were chanting right where the bridge meets, the land, and we're causing a huge traffic jam because it's a small bridge. And so everything just gets jammed. And people get off their bikes, they get off their bicycles, and initially they honk and horn, and after a while they realize this is impossible. This is not going anywhere. This is just hopeless. So they just get off the bike and they just join in and start dancing with us, right? Because if a situation is hopeless, you can either go crazy or you can go happy, okay? It's your choice. What do you want to do right now? You want to go crazy or you want to go happy? Happy, okay. Like right now, you can either see this current situation of pandemic as a crisis or as an opportunity. What do you prefer, crisis or opportunity? Are you sure? You don't like crisis? No? No drama queens? No? Driving on madness? No. So see it as an opportunity. There was one professional beggar, not a sadhu, but a person who has a livelihood was begging. He was sitting there and watching us, and because the kirtan was the center of attention, nobody seemed to notice him. So after 10, 15 minutes, he picked up his cup and put it in his pocket, and he came down and he started joining in to the kirtan. And he started chanting and dancing with us and became quite exuberant in his dancing. And after a while, he reached into his pocket, he pulled out a whole wad of money, and he showed it to everybody. He waved it around, and he started putting money into the pockets of the devotees. And he's showing everybody, I'm not a beggar. I'm not a poor person. I'm a generous person. You see? The greatest gift you can give to anybody in this world is the gift of being a charitable person. So when we're asking for contributions for books or for temple constructions, it's not that we need the money. We want to empower, we want to give people the opportunity of feeling generous, of feeling that they're actually affluent, they're actually doing the right thing, they're doing a good deed. But again, you can only give what you got. So Srila Prabhupada stayed up every night. Got up at midnight, and for 2 or 3 hours he was translating books. At least 6 pages. Have you ever wrote 6 pages? For my Bhaktivedanta dissertation, we had to write many essays, but they were usually 3 pages, 4 pages, no big deal, right? Did you ever write 6 pages? It's intense if you want to put out something in quality. Every night he wrote 6 pages, 80 books. So Prabhupada gave his sleep for us. And now we're too busy. We're saying, hey, I got 3 phones, and I got this, and I got that, and just can't read, just can't do it. Scatterbrain. So even if you are very busy, please read 1 verse. Can you read 1 verse a day? Is that possible? Who can read 1 verse? Basketball players? 1 verse? Yeah? Okay. It's doable, right? So the Gita takes you 2 years. The Bhagavatam will take you 46 years. Most of you can still do it. But you got to start today. Okay? I was a 15-year-old kid. I was in 9th grade. I was in a boarding school in the Swiss Alps. And I found First Canto Part 1 in the library of the school. And I started reading it. And it was really amazing. Big words, far out concepts, even more far out pictures, very amazing stuff. I never read something like that. I had read libraries of books, but never something like the Bhagavatam. So the devotee said, even if you don't understand everything, just keep on reading. After a while, it starts making sense. And there was 3 devotees who always answered my questions. They were always available for me. So find your mentor, find your guides, find your peers, the people you can converse with and discuss and go deeper into the philosophy. And then when you go out and you share this message, people only have one question. What makes you you? What's in your heart? Give me a piece of your mind. Yesterday we were out there near the river, near that fountain and beautiful bridge. Reminded me of Switzerland, like Lucerne. They have a wooden bridge. It burned down. The Japanese paid to rebuild it. So, and a lot of people walked around and they were happy seeing us. But very few of us had the courage to go out and talk to bypassers. So, Sankirtan means that we go out of our comfort zone. We try to extend ourselves to help other people. How do you do that? You just be a friendly face. You just go and you smile at people and you say, hi. How you doing over there? By the way, is everybody okay here? It's not too hot or too cold? You got water? Okay, good. So you just ask people, how are you? You doing okay? And they're like, yeah, sure. And then they want to know, well, who are you? What makes you you? What's your story? Why are you here? And then you have an opening. And then you give them the best thing that you got. And what is that? It's the Bhagavatam. You may give them a small book, you may give them a Gita, you may give them the whole thing. It depends, however much their capacity, however much they can take, whatever they can appreciate. I just talked with my friend from Croatia, Narayan Pandit. He's married to a Chinese lady, he was a translator. He lived in Shanghai for many years, distributing books in the biggest train station of the world. Got arrested countless times because it's illegal. Anything religious, anything spiritual, risking his life, being persecuted. But because he's so dedicated and so sincere, going out every day without fail. He met one man who was intrigued and touched by his presentation. And the man said, I want to help you. How can I help you? He said, I want to put these books into all the libraries in China. The man paid him for 100 sets, 35,000 rupees each, $500. He paid him 50 grand right there on the spot. And then Narayan Pandit put the sets into all the libraries and he showed him the pictures from those librarians and the receipts and everything. And the man was so impressed. Over the last several years, he sponsored 800 sets in China. Now these books are out there. People are reading them. People are getting affected by them. When I came to the temple, I met amazing people. They gave me beads, they gave me books, they gave me time, they gave me their heart, they gave me their love. I felt like, hey, this is great. And then I wanted to have the books, so they brought me the books. They brought me secondhand books from the library, because I was 9th grade, 15-year-old kid. They thought I don't have any money. They didn't know I was working 3 jobs, as a paper boy, flower delivery, and recycling. And I saved up all my money, besides school, just, weekend jobs, vacations. So when he brought me the books, I gave him $500, all the money I had. And I thought, I hope it's enough. I didn't know. Because he said, if you like to give something, you give something. But, we brought you these books. And today, 40 years later, this is the best investment I've ever made in my life. Now I got 3 grown kids who are working jobs. I built a school in Mayapur, built some houses, collected and donated a few million and spent a few more for other purposes. It's the best investment I've ever made. The Bhagavatam says, Akama sarvakamo va mokshakamo daradi tivrenya bhakti yogena yajeta purusham param. Whether you have all the desires, you want the universe, like Dhruva Maharaj, you want to become the man, or you have no desires, or you desire liberation, just worship Krishna. He'll give you everything. He may not give you what you want, but he will give you what you need. And that ultimately is more valuable than what you want. Because sometimes you go out and you buy what you want, and then you're at home and you look at it and you go like, damn, again, you know? So don't love your car, even if it's a Lexus or a Prius or a Tesla. Why not? Because it's not going to love you back. Because it can't. Because stuff cannot love. It doesn't have it in it. Because it's a thing. Only people who are sentient, they can love. So if you want to be loved, you have to be surrounded by loving people who have bhakti. If you have bhakti, you have wealth. So much wealth that Krishna is attracted to bhakti. That's why tomorrow is Radhastami, Srimati Radharani's divine appearance. Why is Krishna so attracted to Radha? He's got 2 billion girls. He's got 2 billion gopis. Why that one? Because pure love, selfless love is so attractive, so captivating that it captures Krishna's mind. And he cannot live without Srimati Radharani. So if you want Krishna, this is the way how to do it. That's the mystery. But we're not there yet. We still have some shopping lists. Huh? Are you still keeping lists of the stuff you want and the things you want to do and your plans and your ideas? After a while, it gets less. The noise in the head quiets down because you take off a lot of boxes and you realize, like, this is not really where it's at. So, my story, well, I joined on a Thursday. I went on traveling on a Sunday, 3 days later, and just didn't stop for a very long time. I wanted to have a lot of friends, travel the world, and become the best at what I do. It took me 7 years. But Krishna gave me everything. And he also took most of it away and made me realize that it's not about just ticking off boxes or accomplishing things or becoming the best at something or impressing people, but it's really about being an instrument of Guru and Krishna's grace, of their compassion. And you can touch people's hearts. You're just coming from Ann Arbor, the great University of Michigan. We had a football game there last Saturday with 40,000 students all dressed up in uniforms. Walking up the big road to the big stadium, there was about 15 of us there chanting and dancing, and everybody was happily chanting and dancing with the devotees. It was beautiful. Sankirtan is a team effort. It's a team sport. One person can't do it. This greater Chicago area is like the Bay Area. You got a lot of people out here. Have you noticed? It took me an hour and a half from Kishore Kishori to here. That's a lot of stop signs. That's a lot of red lights. Huh? There's a sea of people out there. Right now we may have 50 or 70 here. But if each one teach one, or each one get 10 or 12, then you can actually make quite a bit of damage. You can actually have quite some impact. But that means we have to actually go deeper in our own practice. Because people are going to ask you, why do you do what you do? Why are you doing this Krishna thing? Isn't that always the question that people ask you? I mean, you're here. You got a good job. You got a good life. You got a good family. Why are you doing this thing, What's it to you? And then they expect not some script, not some, flashcard, textbook answer. They want to know what is in your heart. And that means we have to be able to come up with those answers by realization. Rajavidya Rajagoyam Pavitramidam Uttamam Pratyaksha Dharmyam Susukam Kartumavyayam. Pratyaksha, direct experience. People are bored and tired of data. They don't want theory. You can find theory on the web. But if you ask Siri, What is the meaning? What is the purpose of life? What will Siri say? I'm AI. I'm a computer. Don't ask me that stuff. Figure out your own life. Huh? We can't fake it. We have to go deeper in our practice. And that means reading the Bhagavatam. So, get a Bhagavatam, read it, relish it, and share it. Okay? That's the message for today. Simple as that. How many of you have the Bhagavatam at home? Okay. How many of you don't have a Bhagavatam at home? Okay, come and see me afterwards. All right? We can help you out. One time in Philadelphia after the class, 23 sets went out. Now, hey, Narayan Pandit in China, 800 sets, okay? You got to top that one. So, I'm heading out tonight to Iowa and Fairfield, and I'm going to see a few schools and also a few libraries. So if somebody wants to sponsor a set because you already have a set at home, we can place that in a school somewhere on your behalf. Also, there's 900,000 villages in India. Did you know that? 900,000 villages in India. And you can also sponsor sets for those villages. It's also an option. It's available. But again, charity starts at home. Building a sangha, building a strong team. You see, all the fingers individually, they can be broken. Each and every one of them, as every skateboarder knows. But you can't break a fist. Individually, each and every one of us can run into difficulties and troubles and snags and be discouraged. But if we stick together, you're going to succeed. You're going to win. You're going to make it. But that requires tushyanti charamanticha. That requires that sharing of heart. Dadati pratigrinati guyamakyati prichati bhunkte bhujayate chava sadvidim pridilakshana. Rupa Goswami says the 6 kind of loving exchanges. Giving gifts, receiving gifts, sharing your mind, receiving counsel, and offering prasad and receiving prasad. That means intimacy. Intimacy doesn't mean physical proximity. It means you actually have things in common, community. You actually share the same values, the same ideals. I was just in Ann Arbor, as I mentioned. We were doing Harinam next to the school. And I met one lady from El Salvador on the street. And she told me that they had it rough. There's a lot of unrest, civil war, a lot of difficulty. At one point, she just put her hands in the air and said, I just surrendered to God. Said, I surrender my life to you. You please guide me. She has 4 children. I asked her, what are you going to do now? She said, I'm going to go over the street and sit down with these people and chant Hare Krishna. I said, it's a good idea. So she took books. And then when she came back, she again gave me a donation. And I gave her some beads for her and her daughter. And she said, you know, I read Prabhupada's Gita long, long time ago. Another friend from Argentina, he wanted to come to the US to serve his spiritual master, who was sick at that time in the early 80s. So he went to the American embassy in Buenos Aires in pant and shirt, and he got rejected because they thought it's just another Latino who wants to migrate to America. The next day he went in dhoti and kurta, and he said, I demand to speak to the ambassador. And the lady came. And she asked, what do you want? And he said, yesterday, one of your less intelligent bureaucrats refused my application. Little did he know that in our movement, we live to serve our spiritual teachers. And my guru is in America. He's sick. He needs me. I've traveled with him all over Latin America. I'm the one who can assist him best. I need to go there. She said, you're just going to go there and come back? He said, yeah, we're missionaries. We don't stay. We're always moving. So she said, okay, I give you the visa. And as she got up from the table, she leaned over, and this is the Prabhupada moment, okay? Now we just had Prabhupada Vyasa Puja, right? You remember? You heard many nice stories from Prabhupada? A lot of nice memories. Sometimes it gets a little nostalgic. I want you to have your Prabhupada moment every day where you feel Prabhupada's presence. Because this is a living tradition. This is not just some theory. This is something that you can experience right now. Pratyaksha-vagamam dharmyam, susukam kartumagayam. So she leans over. You want me to tell you this? You like this story? Are you sure? Yes. But once you cross that line, you can't go back. You sure? Yes. You sure? Yes. Your life will never be the same. All right, okay, I warned you. She leans over and she says to my friend, just at subdued voice, because there is the Marines, there is diplomats, there's police. I mean, she's the ambassador, she's the big top dog. She leans over and she says, I read Prabhupada's Gita. And he took out a Lilamrita and gave her the book, just kind of like, okay, here, it's for you. Because they can't accept bribes, officially. So, why didn't she just give him immediately the visa? Why did she ask all these questions? She wanted to make sure that he was who he was saying he was. Sometimes people ask all these questions, not to challenge you, but they want to know, are you really who you say you are? Sometimes they look at the book and they look at you. They look at the book, they look at you. And if the two don't match, then it's no sale, right? Have you noticed? They put it back and they walk away. So before we go out onto the street, yeah, you can look if you got good hair and good makeup and all that. But look into the mirror and ask yourself, would I like to meet this person? If not, why not? What do I have to change if my attitude is off center? Like here, you saw we have a bunch of potential Sankirtan devotees who have great, tremendous potential, or they can become first-class gundas. It all depends on how we train them, monitor them, and what kind of role models we are to them. Have you noticed? They can be stellar, they can be amazing, they can change the world, or they can really screw up. It all depends on us. It's not so much what we tell them, it's more how we lead our lives. Because monkey see, monkey do. Whatever you see is what you're going to copy, what you're going to emulate. So, these are a few stories and a couple of thoughts that I wanted to share with you. I'm on an appreciation tour. I just traveled 10,000 miles from Sacramento to San Diego to Miami to Vermont, upstate New York, Detroit, and over here, and onwards to Seattle and back down. So I'm on an appreciation tour to appreciate all of you. Because appreciating people once they're dead and gone is a little late. Why not do it while they're still alive? It's kind of nicer, isn't it? And I'm happy you're all here, alive in Krishna consciousness. And I know great things will come out of this place. Why? Because the seed is very potent, the soil is very fertile, and you have a good sangha, you got a good thing going. So keep rocking out, keep building up Team Naperville. And it's a healthy competition. You can see what are they doing down there, Kishore, Kishori, what are they doing over there? And we're trying to do a little better. And that's healthy, that's good. That's positive tension for growth. But don't just build structures and set up systems that you can have drive-through darshan with hundi and somebody throws a coconut at your car and then you drive off, to the India cash and carry or to the South Indian dosha shop. Because that's wasteful. Because you're this close to bhakti. You're this close to it. So don't mess up, okay? It's not about the packaging. It's about what's inside. You got to actually open this envelope, open this thing, and dive deep into it. That means we have to take the medicine ourselves on a daily basis. Otherwise, we start talking like the common people and doing stuff like the common people. And that would be just ordinary. That would be wasteful. So there's a lot of wisdom, there's a lot of culture, there's a lot of realization in these books. Just like in the Gita, Tesham satatiyuktanam prachitam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upayanti te. In the purport to 1010, last paragraph, Prabhupada says something very beautiful. He says that you may be in a spiritual movement, you may even be initiated and have a guru. You may still not know what's going on. But if you're serious and sincere and you do whatever you do with love to try to please Krishna, then whatever is missing, Krishna's got you covered. He will bridge that gap. He will say, okay, I'll make up for that. That's pretty beautiful, isn't it? Now, have you ever heard the story about Tapan Mishra? Tapan Mishra? Who knows Tapan Mishra? It's Chaitanya Charitamrita or Chaitanya Bhagavat. He was a learned scholar, yet he didn't know the goal of life nor the means how to attain it. How can you be a scholar and not know the goal nor how to get there? In the purport, it is explained because he was chanting his mantra silently. He was just doing his own practice. He was not trying to help others. He was not collaborating with other devotees. That's why he didn't know the goal nor how the means how to attain it. And the same thing can happen, similar thing can happen to us. That we say, I got my deity, I got my guru, I got my mantra, I'm doing fine. But we still don't know where this whole thing is going or how we're going to get there. Unless we actually put our heads and our hearts together and we start doing Sankirtan, which means it's a Samyak Kirtan, it's the complete chanting. It's a team sport. We pass the ball. We enjoy other people scoring. A pass is faster than a dribble. So, is that true? Yeah, kind of, right? Yeah. Did you ever dribble and then you lost the ball? Can happen, right? Yeah, happens to the best. So pass the ball and be happy when the other guy scores. Why? Because he's on my team, okay? So we're all on the same team here. We're all trying to do the same thing, make a difference in the world, be part of the solution. But that means I have to be a team player. That means I have to be ready to pass that ball and enjoy when other people succeed, because it's part of our success. It's part of our mission. So these are some thoughts. I have 7 minutes for questions. What? Oh, 45 minutes. I'm already 2 minutes over. Oh, okay. Well, I started 5 minutes late, so you don't get what you deserve, you get what you negotiate, okay? So who wants a Bhagavatam set? How much are they? $250, right?
Yeah, but we accept any donations, installments.
Okay. Yeah, if you want me to place a few sets in schools or somewhere because you already have some, that's also possible. But you got to be quick because I'm heading out in 10 minutes. I got 3 hours of road to do. Any thoughts or any question or? Yes.
Many things you have said.
Yes.
From the island of Trinidad and Tobago and land up in Los Angeles at headquarters at the time. I was asked many of those questions in 1980 on the street and book the
Yes.
I was asked many of the questions which you are mentioning.
And the answers came because you were sincere and you're still here. That's the magic. That's the beauty, right? Prabhupada's magic. So keep the magic alive. Thank you for being who you are and doing what you do. We have leaders here who are going to tell us what to do. Okay. Thank you. In the back, we got one more. Okay. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, you're inspiring me. It's all your fault. I get excited when I see a team like this. And I see the potential. It's amazing. Especially your friends here, okay? Can you tell them that they're amazing? They're an amazing bunch? But instead of fighting themselves, they should put that energy out there, So we have to direct our energy in the right direction. Otherwise, it can be kind of counterproductive. So thank you for your participation and your great service attitude. I know it takes a lot of hard work to pull the jobs that you are and take care of family things and do Krishna consciousness and build this big temple. I'm truly impressed and humbled by it. So thank you for allowing me to stop by here and have darshan. The road to nowhere is long, but it's been an interesting journey, and through Prabhupada's grace, we can all be part of the solution. Tadvag visarga janataga viplavo yasmin pratishlokam abhadavatyapi namani anantasya shon kintaniyat shrinvanti gayanti grinanti sadhava. Even if these works are imperfectly composed, people who are sadhava, who are surit, who are sattvic, who are truthful at heart, virtuous, they relish and appreciate this message. So people are out there, they're looking for this. Yesterday, so many people were happy that we were there. Did you notice how people were happy? You guys were rocking out, You guys were dancing your boots off. And books were flying and, So just keep doing what you're doing. And I'm sure everything will be just fine, okay? So just stay alive and blissful in Krishna consciousness. And don't worry about all the other stuff, Grantarat Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki, Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki, Nitai Gaur Premanandi, Jai Jai Sri Radhe Shyam. So happy Radhastami tomorrow.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so very, very much.
Thank you.
My apologies for reading first canto as 10th canto. I cannot see very well, so I'm just going in the dark. Please give a big hand to Naveen and Nirva Prabhu. Just as Krishna is building this temple, he is bringing his devotees too. So everything is happening by Krishna's arrangement. We are very grateful for your presence and your association, Prabhu. Please come by again by next year, maybe for the opening of the temple. You can. Thank you. So today's Sunday feast is sponsored by Hema Sarin, celebrating birthday of her daughter, Shanaya, I think. Shanaya. Is Hema Sarin here? Is she here? No? Okay, Ramdas Prabhu, please make arrangement to please send the prasadam to them. Okay. Radhashtami is tomorrow. In the temple, we celebrate, we haven't yet started celebrating many of the festivals since we are still a preaching center. So we will celebrate for the whole community next week, Sunday. But of course, tomorrow you are most welcome to come here. We worship Srimati Radharani as we should on Radhashtami day. You are most welcome to come. But we have a program scheduled for next Sunday. And the program organizers have asked me to read this out to you. 4:30 to 5 o'clock is Kirtan, 5 to 5:30 is Arati, 5:30 to 6:15 is the festival address, 6:15 to 6:45 p.m. we are recognizing the children. It's called the Govinda's Bank Project. So they are getting recognized. 6:45 to 7:15 is bhajan and 7:15 is prasadam. So this is for next week, Sunday. Bhadra Purnima is next week, 20th. And please do everything that is possible. Just last year also, it was last minute. We had so many Bhagavatam sets were sponsored. If you put in a little extra effort ahead of time, I'm sure we can exceed more than what we did last year. And it was a wonderful MSF yesterday, and I could see everybody dancing, and they were just waiting for MSF to happen. And this year we were able to start it. Yesterday, it will. I heard that before the weather changes, there may be 2 or 3 more opportunities, and everybody is most welcome to come and participate. It looks to me that almost everybody is at that Ganesh festival today. I don't know where everyone is gone, but I don't see anybody here. So Shatrupa is going to announce the book okay, MSF reporting. Yes, yes. Here is a mic for you.
So we will just request you all to come, and we'll go to the altar. I mean, not on the altar, right there. And report our score. Hare Krishna. Okay. I think for those of us who don't know this, what we do here, all of us as a community, we want to thank and report to Srila Prabhupada, who is our teacher, who has given us a lot of blessings through the books. Okay. We want a few. Aditya? Okay. Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swamin Iti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadha Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Dear Srila Prabhupada and our most beloved teachers in disciplic succession, and the most beautiful Sri Sri Radha Shyamasundar and Radha Madhava, we are all gathered here after 2 years to report to you how your mercy has been coming into our community in a very abundant manner. Over the last 2 years, we didn't come regularly as a community to report to you because of the pandemic, and we have all not gone out to distribute the mercy that you have shared with us. Today, we are back. Yesterday evening, we all went to the Nepavil River Walk and had an amazing evening chanting your holy names for 3.5 hours, with a lot of Nepavil residents just come and join us and dance for your kirtan. So thank you so much for the mercy, and we want to just say, without your mercy, Srila Prabhupada, this wouldn't have been possible after such a terrible pandemic. Thank you so much. Haribol! And yesterday, many receivers received books. We distributed 102 books yesterday. And among that were 3 Bhagavatam sets. Haribol! And further, after coming back this morning, we gathered, and recently an initiative is started by Vamsidari Prabhu, Govinda Mohini Mataji and Bhakti Priya Mataji. They're doing calling parties to just call whoever expressed interest in the temple to gain more knowledge about the philosophy. So they've been just calling to find out if they would like to receive books. So that has been started, and we want to pray for your mercy, Srila Prabhupada, that this initiative moves on for years and years and years, and we bring the sets of Bhagavatam to those who are waiting out there. We don't want to delay. And by your mercy, we also had a wonderful Vyasa Puja ceremony for 125th of your appearance day. We are very grateful for your presence here. This year, the book distribution has been very slow, but nevertheless, like a squirrel, we just want to offer whatever we could. And till date, we have distributed 20 sets of Srimad Bhagavatam without even seeing, without going to their homes. It's just contacts. And by your mercy, there's 61 sets of Chaitanya Charitamrita distributed till today. And since we did not report to you about the last year, we want to say that last year, by your mercy, just within 2 days, 65 sets of Srimad Bhagavatam were distributed. Haribol! And 60 sets of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Haribol! And 62 sets of Bhagavad Gita. 62 cases of Bhagavad Gita. Haribol! So collectively, we want to offer our gratitude and our prayer to you and request and seek that you empower us more within this 1 week. Next Monday is Bhadra Purnima, and tomorrow, Srimati Radharani, it's your appearance day. We would like to make it to at least 100 sets this year for Srimad Bhagavatam. So with that, we just want to offer once again our obeisances. Nama Om Vishnupadaya, Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale, Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine, Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pashatya Desatarine. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay. Thank you so much for everyone for this collective offering, and we will come back again October 3rd. October 2nd, we have another monthly Sankirtan festival at the River Walk. Please join us. It's 10 to 2 in the morning. You'll have lunch there in River Walk. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
It looks like mine, doesn't it? Wow. Huh? Yeah, it looks good so far. Ooh. Please. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna be doing the same what I've been doing everything. Yeah. What was the promotion? What about this one? Huh? Oh, that's just keep like here.
You like it there?
Yeah. Because if I put it there, it's gonna overpower me. ఎందుకు మొత్తం sorry. Alright. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Do I use it? I don't care. Okay. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. Wait, can I use yours? Okay. What? Who's giving me that one?
Oh, you know this harmonium? You don't like this? I cannot use this?
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama,
Hello. Listen to this. Scatter everything. Galloping going down the stairs. You don't get even food and running through. Go ahead. Set up. Yeah.
Is this the new one,
Huh? Oh, yes. Can you help me? Let me gather these things. Can you put that, not there, but somewhere in this corner?
Yes.
See, this was the only chipbook when I was anyway.
Oh, from right here.
But you'll see what goes on attack.
Okay.
This, you like it here or you like it here?
Let me try it here.
I don't know. Go ahead.
Let me, yeah, I'll try it
I
out.
like
See
it
what-
here. was at the India Mall Friday evening.
Okay.
And they accepted they got back today from 6:50 or so. I don't know. That's why they
Oh.
couldn't.
There's some program there?
So I think we just open it up.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
I can take it lower.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Shri Radhe Shama Sundar, Radha Shama Sundar, Radha Shama Sundar Shri Radhe. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gora Haribo, 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 Nitai Gora Haribo. Nitai Gora Haribo. The harmonium is good, but it's like kind of choppy.
Yeah, you gotta smooth that off.
Yeah.
I'll put this down and see how it. Hare Krishna. Hey, Prabhuji, how are you? Oh, there we go. Such a block in there. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. How long it goes on for? Half an hour? As usual. Okay. Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Rama Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Ram Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Rama.
Jai Jai Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Shri Radha Shyam, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Press it out. Hare Krishna. Radhe Shyam. One. Hare Krishna. Wonderful. No, zing back.